first time that I saw someone in spirit, I thought, who was actually still in a physical body but ready to transition, was with a client of mine who was a friend, and I played softball with him, and it was one of those in early 2008 when I just grabbed friends and just threw them on the table just to see what would happen and to see what would come up, because as I said, it was super fun for me to get into this work and I just loved it. So I would grab whoever would be willing to grab some time with me on the table. So when working with one of my friends, I saw what I thought was somebody who had already passed on to the other side, because I saw someone who looked to me in it like they were wearing a construction hat. So I asked if he had somebody in his family that had died that was in construction. Like, I kept seeing that construction hat, you know, this yellow hard hat, that's what it was. And he said no, and so I just kind of let it go and moved on with the session, but I kept getting that image back in my head, so of course I had to kind of delve into it a little bit more, and it was really important, like I couldn't let it go. So I continued to ask more questions about this hard hat gentleman that I kept seeing, and I described what he looked like, that he was thin, about 6'2", had glasses, and a hard hat, and I just kept asking. There was something about this person that was related to the client, and he just said no, it doesn't make sense. And so I kind of delved into it a little more. I said he's holding construction plans, I see, and he said, maybe he's not like the constructor, but maybe he's an architect. Do you have anybody who's on the other side who's an architect? And so I asked that, and he said, well, actually, my grandfather was an architect, but he's not dead yet. And then I got this gift from this spirit that looked like lilies. And he held lilies to me, and so I told the client, well, he's handing me lilies and wants me to give them to you. And the client immediately said, oh my God, I hate lilies. They always remind me of death, because they were given as a child. Every time he went to a memorial service, they had lilies there, and so he hated them. And so I immediately knew that it was because this person was going to pass away. And I immediately saw the number 3 in my head, months. So that's what I told him. I said, this unfortunately looks like this person is going to be passing away in about 3 months. I'd encourage you to spend some time with a person. And it was the first time. I mean, I was really scared about giving this kind of information. I really thought it was like, who am I to be foretelling this type of situation, and was it right for me to share it? And I had decided early on in my sort of career that it was important that I not filter, that I not stop, because it's just say what you see. It is not for me, it's for the client. And so I didn't hold back, and I said, I would really encourage you to see this person, because I think there's not going to be too much time left. And it turns out that was correct. In fact, I got an email from the person, the client, 3 months exactly to the day the grandfather transitioned, and he was grateful for the information and was able to spend more time than he would have otherwise. So it was really great, and I absolutely loved it. It was fantastic, even though it was a little bit scary. And now I knew that anytime the spirit shows me lilies, somebody's going to die. And that's not a bad thing. It's important information that we know. And I mean death in the physical, of course, not in spirit. So I think that when we have that physical time left, that it's important to honor it and cherish it and spend as much time with the people that we love as we can, and not regret any opportunity that has been lost because we don't do that. So thanks.